Yards across America are filled with old stuff piled up everywhere. My job is to sort through the rubble and uncover the hidden treasures of the yard sale. I sort through the trash and turn crap into cash. Hi, welcome back. I'm Mike. This is Dusty. This is Pickin Vegas, a show I do about the stuff I find at local yard sales and estate sales and sometimes other places. We had a super busy last 2 days. We filled our truck twice, and behind me is all the stuff we found just in the last 2 days at local yard sales. So let's get started and see what we got. All right, let's get started here. Look at all this stuff. We got a lot to go over. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start up here. Got two of these Michael Goddard pictures. I picked those up for 25 bucks. No idea what they're really worth, but it's great subject matter. I know those as paintings are worth a lot of money, so there's probably a little bit of something to be had on those. Next to that, we got this little wood briefcase. Never seen one of these, brand new. So got it for 5 bucks. Should make some dough too, I think. And next to that is an actual real 1955 Marilyn Monroe calendar. Behind that is just some comic book Batman little signs, tin signs and things. That stuff always does good. And on that same kind of thing, we got a couple of Thor and a Fortnite guy. We got these for like $1 each, and these Pez things for $2 each. Just good antique store stuff. All that stuff makes some money. Got a whole bunch of Minecraft books there. Got those pretty cheap too for a few dollars. And a really nice Moby Dick book for $1. And here we have a probably late 60s Eldon race car set. Looks like everything's there. A couple of cars that look to be in good shape. A couple extra bodies and all the track and everything's there. So I think I got that for 15 or 20 bucks, something like that. And up here we have a pogo stick. Thought it was kind of weird because it's wood, but it actually does have a little thing on it that says it's a reproduction of a 1918, the original pogo stick. So kind of neat stuff there. And in here we have a skill saw. Lady said her husband only used it for one project and then they never used it again. Picked it up for 40 bucks, so it seemed like a pretty good deal. And down here on the ground are some antique tools. There's a press, an adjustable wrench, and a pipe cutter. I think I got all that stuff for probably 25 bucks. Nice set of drill bits. I can use these. Milwaukee, only 10 bucks, about a $30 set of bits, so that was a good deal. We got a whole ton of stuffed animals for like nothing, $1 each. So even the big mini, I only paid $1 for that, but the rest of these guys were probably 25 cents each. So we'll see if we get anything really good in there, but they're all kind of iconic things and should sell good. The down here, this is Bakugan. These are little guys that explode like insects, kind of like that. It's a game, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh! And stuff. We got everything for $25. Pretty good deal. There's probably, I'm guessing, 60, 70, 80 of those little dudes in there. Picked up some wigs for pretty much next to nothing in a bundle. Stuff's good for Halloween and stuff, just for fun. Little Battleship Live game, 2 bucks. Looks like it's all there. Picked up a few more albums, $1 each on the Uncle Remus and Earth, Wind and Fire Boogie Wonderland. Hi, Dusty. I do know Uncle Remus from a couple episodes ago. I got one of these. He's worth about 10 to 20 bucks. So the Beatles, I took a shot, paid $10 each for those. They're early ones. I'll have to see if I get lucky. I don't really know those that well, but a little bit of gamble. I know the albums are in nice shape. I did take a close look at them. We did get 4 pairs of shoes, 3 Nikes, and a set of Timberland hiking boots, all for 35 bucks. About 400 bucks worth of shoes sitting there. So real good deal. They're going to go to my son, who happened to be that size, but still it shows what smoking hot deals you can get out there sometimes. And over here we have just 3 lampshades. I got them for a few bucks. They're good for when I do have some fancy lamps to have something nice to put on them. And next to that are these are acoustic research speakers. We got 2 bookshelf speakers, 3 powered subwoofers. I got all those and this Rotel surround processor, 40 bucks for everything. I'll have to see how these work and stuff. This stuff's always a bit of a gamble. And then next to that, I got this Technics speakers and the matching component stereo system and these 2 pieces, all for 20 bucks. So that was a really good deal there. We got a little mixer here. These things, I probably got this for about 5 bucks, not super valuable. But these always sell really good, and if this top part were chrome, it would show it's an early one. This is a later one, but it still has some value. People like those things. And over here, picked up a binder full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards again. I have lots of these. Hopefully there's something good in there. We'll have to see. We got this 60s, actually 1966 right on the front, Calling All Cars game. Kind of neat little thing. Picked up this, looks like a wine bottle opener. It says it's it's Swiss made, so it's got to be something pretty good. I paid 15 bucks for that. Little Walkman, again, risky with these things because anything electronic may not work, but I only paid $2 for it, and sometimes these are worth a lot of money. We'll see. Over here we have a bunch of jewelry and watches. I picked everything up for 40 bucks. Pretty nice stuff. Should make some money too. Got this cool little dog statue thing made in England for 2 bucks. Cool little cow thing for just a few dollars too. Cast iron. Nice little set of binoculars for 2 bucks. Some old bottles, one of these Dr. Pepper, and a few of some colas I've never heard of, but I think 15 or something I paid for those for the set of them. This is an antique alcohol tester thing. Never seen anything like this, but you can tell by the package that it's a pretty old thing. So, and old Walt Disney lunchbox. This one's pretty beat up, but I didn't pay a lot for it, you know, and it does exist, so it's worth something. I Love Lucy alarm clock for $1, and these neat old vintage ashtrays, which actually sell really good at the antique store. $1 each on those. I picked a lot of art up this week. We got a whole ton of these comic book. Most of these are on wood, and these things sell great for me at the antique store. I usually get these for anywhere from $1, maybe up to $3 a piece. So, and that's the case with all of those. Next to that, we have a Muhammad Ali picture. It's possible that that's a real signature on there. It does look like that to me, but I'll have to look into that. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. It's pretty cool just because it's Ali. So, and then next to that we have this Playboy Jazz Festival 1999 or 1991, and you can see a little Playboy bunny. Pretty cool little thing, 5 bucks. And next to that is this mouse with the chemicals, kind of a thing that makes you think about things. 5 bucks for that one. And this is a kind of cool picture. This is the Las Vegas Strip in 1958. And I think I paid around $10 for that piece. And then over here we have this kind of Tiffany style lamp. It's got a really neat base to it down here with a foot switch and some kind of like marbly stone thing. I paid 40 bucks for this. This isn't the kind of stuff I normally like to buy. I think there's some money to be made on it. It was lit up and it does look really nice, so we'll see. Everything's a gamble, I guess. Back over here, a couple other things we got was this neat vintage fishing pole. I'm guessing probably 1950s, could even be earlier maybe. It's a pretty neat little piece. And then on to this VHS tape. You wouldn't think these have any value, and to be honest, you're totally right. They don't have any value. But there are these ones of these Walt Disney ones. This black diamond is a thing, and people collect this stuff. So when you see the black diamond, it'll be here as well. You're onto something. I don't know what this one's worth yet. We're going to look into it, and we'll go over that in detail later. And over here, we picked up a whole tub full of cards. Sports cards, baseball, football, basketball, whole bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of them in the little plastic things, so we're hoping we get lucky. I paid 50 bucks. We've been doing good with sports cards, so we'll see. A little bit of a gamble, but if it pays off, could be something really good in there. This is a little penny skateboard. What's good about this is from Australia, not China. These have value. The Chinese ones that look like this do not have value, so it's a pretty good quality piece, and I got it for 5 bucks. Next to that, this was like our smoking hot deal of the weekend, at least for us. We got this Yeti cooler for 20 bucks. It's a backpack one, super cool. So what a find. I can't believe they sold it so cheap. And we didn't bargain with them. They said 20, we took it. Here we have a vintage Union Pacific sign, really heavy aluminum, definite vintage piece. I paid 25 bucks for that. And next to that, we have this cool lighted Lucky on Tap sign. The red lights up, the white lights up. Works good. It's an old transformer type. I paid 50 bucks for it. I don't think there's a ton of money to make on it, but it's a good eye candy at my antique booth at a minimum, so I like it. And to finish up, we got this brand new electronic 201 kit. This is from Japan, so it's probably late 60s or early 70s maybe, so I'm hoping this has some value. I did pay up 30 bucks for the thing, but it is brand spanking new in the original packaging, so we'll see how that turns out. And Next, we're going to get started looking up what some of this more valuable stuff might actually be worth. Okay, first up, the Sony AM/FM Walkman. Got this little guy for $2. In super nice shape. Doesn't look like it was ever used much. I took a shot on this because sometimes these things have a lot of value. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they work. Sometimes they don't. I ended up with does not work. Well, I wouldn't say that. The radio works. The tape player does not work. So unfortunately for me, that's no big win on my part, but I did look this up on eBay. Even as a non-working one, they bring anywhere from about 15 to 25 bucks. So even at $2, it'll work out just fine. And next up is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Sort of Yu-Gi-Oh! Little bad news with the Yu-Gi-Oh! At first glance, we got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. Whole binder full of them. Look really good. A lot of these guys with the Yu-Gi-Ohs, the more stars they have, the better card it is, potentially more valuable it is, and at first glance you would be like, wow, this looks amazing. Put the brakes on. Problem here is all of these cards in this binder are fake. These are fake Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, not real Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. There were a lot of real Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards in there. I've gone through them all to pull the real ones out, and the real ones are down here. How do we tell that? They sure look like the same thing. Well, there is actually an easy way to tell. And one is, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but you'll see this card has a very foily, gold, shiny finish. And down here in this little corner right here is this little square that has kind of a chrome finish, and I believe there are gold versions of that out there too. But what the fake cards don't have is that little square there, because that's kind of expensive and difficult to make. They also don't have this foily finish on them. They're just paper. There are a lot of other fake indicators that, and even some of these that look real may end up being fake. So, but that is a quick, easy trick to find out if you are dealing with something real or not. And that probably does apply to most of the card games like this, like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. All those cards are going to have some kind of identifying marker to show they're, the real deal. I've not had a chance to look any of these cards, these real ones, up anyway to see exactly what the value would be, but I would guess there's some value. There is some really good cards in there. But this entire binder is nothing more than a child's toy. It has no collector value at all. As a matter of fact, the only thing that's probably worth anything are the sheets actually holding the cards. So I'll still do okay. I think I remember spending maybe $10 on this whole binder. I did get quite a few cards, and there is some really good stuff in here. This card right here, for example, is a lot of stars, and it probably does have some value. So overall, it was a pretty good pull, but watch out with the Yu-Gi-Oh!s, because you can get uh-oh'd pretty easy. And here we have the VHS tape that we bought, just this one tape. It's Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland. I would initially think something like this pretty worthless, but we did find out there are versions of these called Black Diamonds. And that's what this mark right there is, Black Diamond. And on the tape itself, you will also see the same mark, Black Diamond. These are very collectible. However, you can't get too excited with something like this, because as collectible as they are, there is a very limited market for these, and the prices can vary widely. So let's take a look at eBay, and we'll get a better idea of what our tape is actually worth. It does appear this tape potentially is probably worth about 20 to 25 bucks from what I see, looking at the lowest prices. Here we have the Yeti cooler. We picked this up at a yard sale for 20 bucks. To be honest, I didn't know what it was worth. It's Yeti. Yeti's a very high-end cooler brand, and they are quite expensive. This one's pretty neat in that it's actually a backpack cooler. It's in near new condition. And I have no idea why they sold this for $20. A lot of items at their sale were priced, if anything, high. I can only guess maybe they got it as a gift and didn't realize what it was. So lucky for us, I may even end up keeping this and using it. But regardless, this thing's worth about 250 bucks. So what a score. Super, super happy with that purchase. And here we have the Tiffany style lamp that I bought. I bought this lamp for 40 bucks. They were asking 60. I actually talked them down on this one. I really liked it. It's got a lot of age. It's very pretty. Try and get a better shot of the form of it. and then I'll show you the base of it, and the base is really what attracted me to this lamp. And here we have the base of the lamp. This is what I really liked about this lamp. I see these kind of style lamp quite a bit, but this one definitely has some age, got a ton of detail, got a nice little stone piece here, and you can see this thing definitely has a lot of age to it. Pretty fancy looking lamp. I didn't buy this thinking it was a real Tiffany, but I gotta say, after some research, looking at what is and isn't out there, I think we have a good chance. So we looked on the internet at some pictures of a Tiffany show, and we saw two lamps with shades extremely similar to our shades. So I'm going to have to hunt down somebody that knows a lot about these lamps. They're kind of difficult to authenticate unless you really know what you're looking at. So I have the potential for a Tiffany lamp, and if not, I still think the lamp's worth some money. But if it's real, it's worth a lot. So we'll have to save this one for later to see what we really end up with. And finally, we have all these sports cards I picked up. This was one tub full of cards, including football, basketball, and baseball. They are semi-organized. Some are in containers. This is a brand new sealed box of the cards, and some are just in bags. And there was one Ziploc bag full of cards with these shiny plastic protectors on them, showing me that these are already going to be pretty good cards. And there's a lot of good stuff, Mark McGuire, and you got a Cal Ripken and all kinds of stuff, Derek Jeter. But better than that were these cards: Barry Bonds rookie cards, Shaquille O'Neal rookie card, Randy Johnson's rookie card, and 3 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards. This is just what I found so far. I have not gone through all these cards yet. I'm not a card expert, but I do know this. These cards, especially these 4 here, have a ton of potential for really good value. There is some money sitting there, and there's probably quite a bit of other stuff sitting in here too somewhere that's also worth something. I'm going to seek out some professional help trying to figure out which cards to get graded and how to figure out what's worth what. So I spent $50 on these cards. I don't know what they're worth yet, but I would say it's quite a bit, and hopefully a whole lot more than quite a bit. So we'll have to wait in the future and see how the card grading inspection thing goes. But overall, really good buy. More great stuff. Can't wait for the next one. All right, we're going to wrap up episode 12 of Pickin Vegas. So we had a really busy week. I filled my truck twice and spent $800 on everything you saw on the tables and on the ground. I do expect back at least $2,800. Another really smoking hot week, and that is not including any of the sports cards or my possible Tiffany lamp. So I still have 2 more good things that could add a lot to that number. Regardless, at $2,800, really great week again. I'm going to be back out there this weekend trying to fill my truck as full as I can get it, and I'll see you next week with a brand new pile.